So here we're going to add a new additive, another additive, or we want to. So to do that, before we continue, I quickly want to uninstall the UUID we used earlier. We're going to install another UUID. So what I'm going to do here is I'll come to my terminal and say npm uninstall UUID. So UUID has been uninstalled. So what we'll install now is npm install React Native. We're going to use React Native UUID instead. So I'm going to say install React Native UUID. So good, React Native UUID has been installed successfully. So that's what we're going to use. Let me just show you quickly. So we'll come to our package.json, you'll see React Native UUID. So you see version 2.0.3. So that's what we'll be making use of. So we'll quickly go into our cart size and make adjustments to that. You can see it's already throwing an error. So we'll come here into our import. Let's close this. So we're going to come here and import from React Native UUID instead. So I'm going to say React Native UUID, and then we're not going to use named import here. So we're just going to say UUID from. So cool, everything is working here. So we can come down here. We'll come down here and then where we used it. So here we're going to say UUID, and then we're going to say v4 version 4. Now we're going to go the second place. We also need to update that. Yes, UUID and v4, and we're good to go. There's no error anywhere anymore. So we can save this and then come back to our app. So inside our app, let's say, so you'll see the use of this whole logic now. I will show you some of it that I've not explained before now. So let's say initially I'll go back. If I go back, you'll see that currently we have what medium, cheesy dip, and choco lava as our additives. So I want to add a new additive. So this is what's happening. You'll see shortly. Let me just add a new additive, and then if I add another additive, let's say I add something different. So if I say let's add large, and let's add garlic bread. So I've added 2, and let's make the quantity 3. So the quantity is 3. The calculation is working. So if I add this, you can see we had 2 earlier, and now it's 5 because we added 3 quantity. And if you check, you can see this is beautiful. And then you see we have another customization, another additive that has been added. So you can see this is beautiful. So one thing I'm going to do now, let's reduce this. If we reduce it, you can see it's working for only the second additive, and then I'm going to decrease the quantity to 1. And you see the calculation only updates for the second additive, and everything is working out fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the same additive again. Let's see what's going to happen now. I'm going to add large and garlic bread, and this time let's say I'll increase the quantity, and you see what will happen. So if I come there now and let's add the large and then the garlic bread. So if I add large and the garlic bread, remember that the quantity earlier on was 1. So I'm going to make it 2 now. So if I make 2 now and add it to what? You see we have 4, and if we go back to there, you see this is beautiful because it recognized that the identical options exist. So instead of it to create another option, so it just updated what? The identical option. So you can see initially it was 1, but because it found that large and garlic bread already exist in the customization in the additive array, so instead of adding a new one, the only thing he did is just update it and update the price and then the quantity, everything. And that's what we are doing in the code here. I'm just going to show you now. So right here is the code. This is what we're saying. So here, it's checking if the item is present in the restaurant, is the restaurant cart item. So if it will find the item that match the item we're trying to add. So we say if the item is present, then we want to get the index. So we want to get the index. So we want to get the item index. So we're getting item the customization dot find index of that customization of that additive. So when we get there, what we want to do is, before it adds a new customization, we want to get the index of the customization. So we are finding it, and then we are making a comparison. So we want to compare the options where the options are identical. So that's what we are doing here. So where the options are identical, so we want to find the index where the options of the additive we are trying to pass, the new additive we want to add, is equal to any of the options in the existing additive array. So when you find any of the additives in the that is already existing, when you find any of it that is equal to the additive that we're about to pass, if they are identical, so that means if their options are identical. In our case now, we have the large and then the garlic bread. So we are trying to pass it again, they are identical. So if you find that, you are going to get the index of that customization in the existing additive array. And once you get the index of that customization, what you are going to do is you are going to check if it's not equal to undefined and it's not equal to -1, that means it found it. If it's not equal to -1, if get index is not equal to 1, that means it found an identical option inside the existing additive array. So when you find that, what we'd come here to do is, instead of adding that option again, what we just did is to increase the quantity. So we increase the quantity and then update the price accordingly. But if it doesn't find a match, if it doesn't find an identical option, so that's where the else comes into play. So this is the else, that means it's a new additive. We are going to add it as a separate additive, a new additive, and that's why we have to generate a new ID for it, so that they can be identified differently, distinctively. So as a result of that, we are going to generate a new ID and use the new ID to add the additive as a separate additive. And you see, that was what I practicalized earlier on when we added the veggies, the second additive here. So this is what it's doing, and then we also update the quantity and update the total price. The next thing we will do now is, we will also want to pass the function, the handler for, let me bring this down, for the decrease quantity here. So that when we toggle it, it will decrease the quantity. I'm going to show you how to do that shortly. Currently, if we come back to where's our add food button, inside our add food button, what we did there is, so yes, it's this remove from cart. So what we're saying here now is, if customization is if it's true, that means there's a customization is present. So if customization is true, we will console.log item ID, and if we do that, you can see that's why we're getting the response. So that means it's existing in the cart, there's customization existing in the cart, especially for this item. So that's why it's showing us. And then if it's not equal to null, you can see it's in open Modal. So that's what we want to use. We're going to use that. So we can remove this, and then in here, so if the cart is not equal to null, what we're going to do is, I'm going to come here and say if cart the customization is true and cart, so I will say cart dot customization, we want to get the length. So we're going to say cart dot customization and then get the length. If the length is greater than 1, so if the length is greater than 1, we're going to display show remove modal. So quickly, then we're going to pass our return here instead. Remove this. So let's quickly write show modal. Let me collapse this for now, and then I'm just going to copy this and make adjustment to it so we can run faster, we can move faster. So I'm going to call these show remove modal. So show remove modal, we are going to we're going to pass. Okay, we'll come back to this. So let's go down again. So we have the show remove modal, and then else if the length is not, if the customizable length is not greater than 1, we just want to add our dispatch directly and then perform the decrement and remove additive. So we're going to use remove additive. We call it remove additive from cart. So shortly you'll see what I'm talking about, so I won't waste time. So remove additive from cart, we'll have it will be equal to restaurant.id, then we have the item ID too, and then it will be equal to our item.id, and then we'll have the additive ID. Remember we added all these in our cart slice, so we're going to have customization, and then so that it won't throw an error. So we'll check, and then .id. So because we'll use a nullish, yes, so that we can pass default. If it's undefined, then default will be this, will be an empty string if it's undefined. So that's all you just need to do there. So that way it won't throw an error if it doesn't exist. So we're good to go, and then we can save this. So let's quickly, so else we're going to say, okay, dispatch, yes, everything is fine, we can retain the remaining ones, so everything is fine. So quickly what we're going to do is let's complete the show remove modal. So let's go back to that, and then it's here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create that modal. So the modal will be inside our modal. So we're going to create the modal. The modal will be remove additive.tsx. So quickly, without wasting time, I'm going to say tsrnf and then come here. I'm going to say interface remove additive. Let's call it remove additive params, and then we are going to have the restaurant. The restaurant will be equal to restaurant. So restaurant will be equal to restaurant params. So it will be equal to restaurant params. It has been imported, and then we'll have a menu item. Menu item will be equal to menu item params. Let's import that too, and then the third one is on close function. So the onClose handler will be a function, and then it will be void. So I can come here and pass it. So we're going to say remove additive item params, and then we'll come here and then get the restaurant. We'll get the menu item, and then we'll get the onClose. So we're good to go. We can save this now. We'll come back to our foot button here and change this to remove additive. So it will import it. We have a restaurant, and then we won't need this. So the onClose there. Okay, I think we're good to go. Everything is fine. So we can save this. So when we press on the button, now we're supposed to redirect to the restaurant, to the remove additive modal. So if I press go, this is beautiful, you can see it's working. And then what we can do is, let me show you in a place where the customization is less than 1. It's less than 1. I mean, it's not greater than 1 rather. So if it's not greater than 1, so let's do that. So if I remove this, so I remove that and increase the quantity of this, of the first additive, of the only additive, to 4. So if I reduce it now, because the customization is equal to 1, it's not greater than 1, so it will not open the remove additive modal. So it will what? It will just dispatch directly. That's what we're doing here. So you can see you can see this is beautiful. It's performing a decremental hand function there. So you can see this one will run if the customization is not greater than 1. So it will use dispatch. It will dispatch it directly. So and that's what we're doing. So you can see this is beautiful, but in a place where it's greater than 1. So let's add another additive here. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to take cheesy dip, and then let's make this 3. If we add it, cool. So if we press it now, you can see this is beautiful because the customization is greater than 1. So because the customization is greater than 1, it will show what remove modal, so that we can choose the one you want to remove. So that's the idea. I hope it's simple enough. So we can continue. So let's go and work on the additive modal. So inside the additive modal, and close this and collapse it. Remove additive modal rather. So inside the remove additive modal, what we're going to do is we're going to bring in our app selector, and then we're going to say const cart item. So const cart item, we're going to use app selector. So app selector, and then we're going to get, let's bring it down. So get, we called it get restaurant cart item. So inside get restaurant cart item, we're going to pass the restaurant, and then we'll get the ID, and then we're going to get the menu item ID. So we're good to go. So so the next thing we'll do now, let's work on the UI. So to work on the UI, we're going to remove this. Let's remove this, and then I'm going to import view from React Native, the view. So we're going to give it a style of, let's give it style, we're going to call it update. So we'll just come here, and then we'll bring the update style. So we have update item style that has been imported, and then we'll get the footer container. So inside the footer container, we're going to get, let's import another view. And inside this view, we're going to use the flex roll gap. So we're going to say, so we're going to import flex roll gap, and then we're going to import text. And inside the text here, we're quickly going to give it an inline style. So we're going to say, let's say font size is 15, and then font weight will be 600, and then we're going to call this, so we're going to say customize for, then we'll get the menu, so menu item, and then we'll get the name. And then if we save this, beautiful, you can see everything is appearing well and beautiful. So we can continue. So we'll come outside this view. So after that, we'll come outside this view as well. So outside this view, we're going to use a scroll view. So to do the scroll view, we're going to import scroll view from React Native. So inside the scroll view, we're going to have, let's get the content container style, and then it'll be equal to, we have additive style. So inside our additive style, so it has imported additive style, and inside that we have additive item container. So like I said, check the description box for all the styling, so we won't have to waste time. So we're good to go. And then inside this, we are going to perform a loop on our cart item. So the cart item, we're going to get the customization. Inside the we'll map through the customization there. So we'll have, so inside this, we're going to use the update food card. So we're going to use the update food card that we used earlier. So I'm going to import it. I'm going to import food card, and inside food card, we're going to get the key. The key will be the ID of the additive, and then we're going to get restaurant. Restaurant will be equal to restaurant, and then we have our menu item. Menu item will be equal to menu item, and then we have the option too. So option will be equal to our additive, and you see everything is working fine. So if I save that now, beautiful, you can see, and it's displaying all the additive we have there. So we have 2 additives and it's been displayed right now. So we have, that's it, we're good to go. So we can adjust it and then remove the one we don't want. So I hope this is simple enough for everybody. So you can see the additive that has, because this customization, this modal is opening because inside the additive we want to reduce. There are 2 additives there, so it is opening. So as a result, we need to open the word modal so that we can choose the additive you want to update or remove from the cart, so that you want to decrease the quantity or remove it from cart. And I think everything is fine. If I save it now, you could just come here. So if I take this first one, let's reduce the quantity, and you see what happened. So beautiful, you can see it's working in real time and the quantity is reduced. And then if I come to the second one as well, it is 3. So you can see everything is working fine. So let's say if I remove the first one, if I continue to decrease it, it will remove it. And you can see this is beautiful. Everything is working fine. So if I come out of this place, and then we can, since it's remaining 1, so we can reduce it. You can see this is beautiful, and it doesn't have to go through the modal. So I think we're good to go here. So everything is working fine. So let's add another additive so that we can display the remove modal. So we're going to say add additive, add new additive. So we're adding new additive. Let me choose something else. So if we add this, beautiful. So you can see inside our remove additives. So another thing I could add here is after our scroll view, let's add a safe area view from React Native. So it's beautiful. So you can see we're good to go. So if I remove this, beautiful, and then if we continue and remove everything, so we'll not be doing that, so we can continue. So the next thing we'll do now, we'll go to our restaurant screen. Let's get the restaurant screen here. So inside our restaurant screen, we're going to come down. Okay, first of all, we'll get the cart. So to get the cart, we're going to say const. We want to get the state of our cart, and then we will use a use app selector. So we imported use app selector. Then we're going to select the restaurant cart. And inside the restaurant cart, we're going to pass the restaurant. We have the restaurant details, and then we can get the ID from there. That ID and everything is fine. So we're good to go. So come down here. Come down after this view, and then we're going to get the cart. So we're going to say cart.length. If the length of the cart is not equal to 0, if the length of the cart is not equal to 0, then it will display this code. So we're going to call it, let's call it navigation button. So let's quickly create that component. So we're going to let's go to our component folder. So inside our component folder, there's our component folder. So let's collapse this as well. So we're going to create that. Let's create it inside in the root directory of the component folder. So I'm going to call it, let's call it navigation. Let's call it navigation button. I'm just going to use btn and then tsx, tsrnf. Good. So we'll come here quickly. Let's call it btn props button params. So we're going to have the onPress, which will be a function. Then we'll have the title. The title will be type of string, and we are going to have item total price. So item total price will be number, and then we're going to make it optional. So we can come inside here, and then we'll bring button params. Then we'll have the onPress. We'll have the title, and then we'll have the item total price. So we're good to go. Then we'll come inside here. Here we're going to be using something else. So we're going to use pressable. So let's import pressable from React Native. So let's come back to our restaurant here, and let's import navigation button. So inside navigation button, we're going to get the onPress, and then the onPress function will navigate to. So the onPress function, we're going to use navigation.navigate. Then we'll navigate toward the cart detail, the checkout screen, and then let's have the item. So we'll take the item. So we have not created that screen, so let's quickly create it. Let's create the route in our route navigator. So we need to create that route. So we'll come to our navigation, and from our route navigation, we'll create the route from our route navigation. So after our restaurant screen, we want to create the checkout. Let's call it checkout details, and then we have item. Then we can pass our restaurant. Okay, let's just pass the restaurant item into it. So come here and then get exactly. So that's all we need to do here. Then we'll come down and create a screen. So we have the restaurant screen. We can copy these and make adjustment to it. So so inside here we'll have the checkout details. So, and then in here we're going to import. So let's go to our checkout details too. Let's go to our screen. Set our screens. We have not created the checkout details, so let's create that. So we're going to let's create checkout. So we're going to say checkout screen.tsx. So here we're going to use tsrnf, and then so inside here we're going to be using. Okay, we're going to import our root stack screen props. Yes, so we'll import these so we can bring our checkout details. Cool, we're good to go. Then we have our navigation, and then we have our route. So we can save these and then come back to our route navigator, and instead we will import the checkout screen. So we import checkout screen here. So we already have it down here. So let's check what's okay. Check I know where the error is coming from. Cool. So everything is fine here. So we're good to go. We can save this and then close it. We'll come back to our restaurant screen. So we can bring let's bring the checkout code. It's already appearing and everything is fine. So just to show you, so you can see that everything is working out fine, and we can continue. We'll just add the remaining ones. So after unpress, the next thing is the title. So the title will be, let's call it go checkout. So we're going to say go checkout, and then the item price to item total price will be equal to the total. Okay, so I need to create the total item, the total price here. So to do that, let's quickly go up. So we'll just come here and then let's get the total price. So total price will be total, let's call it total item price. Total item price is equal to, we'll use the reduce method to achieve that. So we're going to say cart.reduce, and then using the reduce method, we'll get a total. So the total, then we'll use the item. I'm going to say item dot cart item price, and if it's not provided, we're going to use 0. So if it's undefined, we use 0, and then our initial. This will be 0, or we'll pass 0. So if it's undefined, we'll pass 0 to it. So that's all we need to do there. So we're good to go. So we can come down here and use the total item price. Total item price. Cool, and all the error. So the next thing we'll do now, let's continue with our navigation button so that everything can display in real time. So we'll come back to our navigation button. So inside our navigation button, we're going to, so inside our pressable, set the pressable here, we're going to do onPress and pass the onPress to it. Then quickly I'm going to do an inline style here. So the inline style, I'm going to get position. Position, it will be absolute, and then background, let's give it background color. So the background color, I'm going to be using RGB, and then so I'm going to use 50, 120, and 120, 80, and then the opacity will be 1. So let me just bring background color here. So opacity will be what, 1. Then after the background color, we're going to give it width, and the width will be, let's make it 90%. I'm going to give it height. Height will be 50. Then Z index. So Z index will be 1. And then let's give it margin horizontal. Margin horizontal of 20. Then let's give it bottom of 10. Let's give it flex direction. Flex direction will be, let's make it row, and then we need to give it justify contents of center, and then we have a line item as well. So we go align item. Align item will be center, and then we give it border radius. Let's give it border radius 99. So if we save this, cool, you can see this is beautiful. Everything is working fine. So we can continue. And inside this, we want to render the text. So we'll get text from React Native. So let's quickly style this text too. I'm just going to be giving them an inline style. So we have the font size. Let's give font size of 17. And color, let's give it color white. Then font weight, we'll give it font weight, and let's make it bold. And then let's align items of center. So inside the text, we're going to render our title. So we're going to say title, render the title, and then the price. So we're going to say item total price. So if I save this is beautiful, isn't it? So we have it, and I think that's all about our navigation button as well. So we have everything working fine. So we're good, we're cool. So we can close this, and then this is working. So if we use the on press button, if we press on the button, it will navigate toward the checkout details, the checkout screen. So we're good to go here. So if we come here now, and if you see the total item price is $208. So the total item price for the additive, and then the one we added down here. So this is 60, and it's 2 quantity, that will be 120. And from our additive, so our additive we have $88 plus $120 will give you what? 208. So everything is correct. They give you $208. So I'm going to press on the button now so we can navigate to the checkout screen. Beautiful. You can see it has navigated to the word checkout screen. So we can go to the checkout screen and get started with it. So inside the checkout screen, we could come here. I'll come here, and then inside the style here, I'm going to pass, let's call it style, and then so inside that we have our checkout, we have checkout styles, and then we have the container. Then under that, we're going to pass, let's get another view. Inside this view, we're going to quickly pass an inline style to that. So we're going to get height. Height will be platform. Let's import platform from React Native. Platform.os. So we're going to say insert. Okay, let's declare insert. So we're going to get insert from our safe. So I'm going to const insert. So we're going to get it from our use safe area insert. Use safe area insert. Now so we're going to get it from React Native safe. Yes, React Native safe area insert. So we can come down here and say insert. So get the top. We'll get the top, or if it's not true, we use 0. So we're saying if it's equal to Android, then insert.top, we use insert.top, else we use what? 0. So that's what we're doing there. So we can come down here and then say, so after this we could use, we're going to remove this. So we can come down here and say const. Let's get our restaurant. So restaurant. We'll get our restaurant details, and then we can say root.params. So we'll get it from root, and then get params, and then we have the item. So we could say console.log restaurant. You can see everything is working out fine, and then we have it under now our terminal. So everything is working fine, so we can continue. So inside here, we're going to quickly create the restaurant header. So to create the restaurant header here, we're going to create the restaurant header here inside this. So to do that, let's quickly go to our component and create the checkout component. So inside our component folder, I want to create another subfolder called checkout. So checkout component. So inside this, we're going to create, let's call it checkout header. Checkout header.tsx. That's tsrnf. So inside our checkout header, we're going to quickly create the props here. So we'll say interface. Let's say checkout header params. And then we're going to have the title. The title will be string, and then we'll have the onPress function for the go back. So we can come here. And we're going to say checkout header params. And then we'll pass the onPress. So inside here, we're going to use, so we're going to get safe area view from React Native. And then we're going to, okay, let me save this. Let's come to our checkout screen and let's import our checkout header. So onPress, so for the onPress, we're going to use navigation.goback. And we're supposed to call that, so we're supposed to use this. We're supposed to call it. So the next one is the title, and the title will be the restaurant.name. So be the name. So we save this. And then save. So every change we make as we develop here, it can also be visible in real time. So we're going to import view. So we'll be of style. So we're going to get style. It will be checkout style, and then we have what we call flex row. So inside that, we're going to get another view, and inside this, we're going to import our flex row gap. Then we'll start with the pressable. That's with the go back function. So we're going to use pressable, and onPress will be equal to onPress. So we're going to use ion icons. So I've imported ion icons here. So inside this place, we're going to get ion icons. So inside here, we'll get the name. Name will be, we're going to use arrow back. Then we'll get size. Size will be 24. And then color will be black. Cool, and you can see it's appearing already. So the next thing we want to do is, after the pressable, we're going to get another view, and in here we're going to pass text, and inside the text we want to pass the title. This is beautiful, isn't it? Then let's add the style to it. So we're going to get the style, and then the style will be, call it checkout style or title text. So beautiful, you can see it's better. Then I'm just going to copy these and make adjustments. I'm going to bring this down. So we want to pass the location. So for now, I'm just going to use a static location. And for the style here, we have the location text. So if I save this is beautiful, isn't it? So we can continue. We'll come out of this view, come out of this, and inside here we're going to bring in another view, and then we're going to use iron icons. So iron icons here. So here we're going to use the name, and then we're going to call it share outline. Get the size. The size will be 17. And then let's pass color. Color will be colors. Let's get it from our colors. So colors.primary. Then we save that. Beautiful. So inside this view, let me add a width. Let's say width 18. Cool. So I think with this we are good to go. So we've been able to set the header. So we can continue. So we can go back to, we can close this now. We can close the checkout header, come back into our checkout header here. After the checkout header, we want to display, we're going to import scroll view from React Native. So for the scroll view we're going to give it content, container style, and then we're going to make it equal to the checkout style dot scroll. We have scroll view container. So inside here, inside our scroll view, we're going to display the order details. We want to display the details about the order, and to do that, we're going to create order details component. So let's come to our inside our checkout component, we're going to create so let's create order details .tsx. So tsrnf. So I'm going to say interface. Let's call it orders. Let's call it orders info params. So we have, let's get the cart items. The cart items will be equal to our cart item. I think we have our cart item. We have a cart item from our Redux. What did we call it? So that's what I'm trying to import. Cart item. Okay, seems we didn't export it. So let's go back to our cart slice. Say we did not export it, so that I won't have to redeclare it. So that's what we want to get. So let's export restaurant cart. We won't be needing this, and then I think for now that's all we need. So let's go back to it. Let's save this. So inside our order details, we can now import cart item from our cart slice. Good, from our Redux and the cart slice. So it will be an array, and then inside the restaurant, we're going to get the restaurant params. Yes, restaurant params. Yes. So then we need the total. We need the total items. So it will be number. So we can come inside here, get orders info. We need the cart items, we need the restaurant, and then we need the total items. So we can go back to our checkout screen and import it. So I'm going to say order details. It has been imported. So we have the cart items. Then we have our restaurant. Restaurant will be equal to our restaurant. And then we have the total items. Total items, we need to create that as well. And then our cart, we've not created the cart. So we'll go back to our we created it in our restaurant screen. So we're just going to copy this to bring it to our checkout as well. So let's import use app selector. Let's import this. I'll select restaurant cart, and here it will be equal to the restaurant ID. So we're good to go. And then so we have the total item price. Yes, we'll use that, and then from this we can get the total item. So we'll get this, and this will be equal to total items. Total item. So it will be. So in here we're going to use quantity. So we use the quantity here, and every other thing remains the same. So we can continue. We can come down here now and use. So the cart item will be equal to the cart, and then this will be total item. So we're good to go. So we'll come back to our other details and continue, so that everything we do here will appear in real time. So we can come back to our other details. Inside our other details, let's get this view. Let's add a style to that, and then it will be checkout style. It has been imported, and then we're going to get other details container. So don't forget, this style has been added to the link. Just go to the description link below and you get all the styles. So we're going to say style. So checkout styles. So we're going to get other details, flex row. And then inside here we're going to use view again. And inside this view we're going to make use of text. Text here will pass the style. The style will be checkout styles or delivery time. So this will be equal to delivery time. And then we're going to come here and say, so we're going to use object literals and say delivery in. So we're going to use restaurant dot time, and then we'll pass minutes, and we're good to go. And then we can come here again. Let's just copy this and post it, and then here it will be, you can use the same thing, delivery. So here we're going to say delivery of, so of will be total items, and then it will be items. Then we can save this. Then let's remove this. We'll be using it. So it's not displaying, so we may have some errors. Maybe there's an error, that's why it's not displaying. It's a potential error. Let's go back. This is fine. Let's go back to our checkout screen. So inside our checkout screen, everything seems fine. So why has it not displayed? So we have, let me check this out. Oh, I think I see where the error is coming from already. So this is supposed to be self-closing. So we can remove. So it's supposed to be a self-closing tag. So we'll come back here. It's okay now. Beautiful. You can see everything is showing. So that's where the problem is coming from. It's supposed to be self-closing tag. So we can continue. So we'll come back to our other details. So for our other details, we can come outside here. Yes, after this view, and then let's render the cart items. So we're going to say cart items dot map. We're going to use the map function, and then inside here we're going to get item, and let's get the index. And then we're going to say let's pass view. So view here, we're going to use the style will be let's call it checkout styles dot order. So we have other details content container, and then in here let's quickly pass the key. So the key will be equal to, okay, for now let's just use the index. So the key will be equal to the index, and then we can come inside here, and then inside here we're going to get the item. So because we need to show the customization, so we want to get if the item has additive, then it will display it, and if it doesn't have additive, it will display it as a normal item without additive. So that's what I want to do here. So I want to check if an item, so inside the item I want to check the customization. If customization is true, we will come here and display this UI. If customization is true, else it will display another UI. So if it's not true, we display another UI. So inside the UI, okay, for now let me just put an empty fragment there so that the error will go away. So that's what we're telling it to do. So if it's customizable, if the item has additive, we want to get the additive. So we're going to say item dot customization, and then we'll map through it. We use the map function, and then we get the additive. So I'm going to say additive and then the index. So get the additive, the index, and then that's what we'll use. So in here, what we're going to use is we're just going to get the update food card. That's what we're going to use. So we're just going to use that component, update food card. And inside the update food card, we can first of all get the key. The key will be equal to the index. Then we get the restaurant. The restaurant will be equal to restaurant. We'll get the menu item. Menu item will be equal to item. So we'll get options, and then option will be equal to the additive. So you see we're good to go. So we can save this, and you can see this is beautiful. Let's bring in the item with additive. So the second one, we need to create that component. So to create that component, we're going to come to our component folder here, and then inside our component folder, instead of our checkout, we're going to call it, let's call it what do we call it? Let's call it not customized item card, or let's say non-customizable card.tsx. So tsrnf. So inside here, so this item is non-customizable. So what we want to quickly do is the interface here, and then we're seeing item props. So we can get the restaurant, and then the restaurant will be restaurant params. Restaurant params has been imported, and then we have the item. The item is menu item params, so let's import that too, and then we'll bring it here. So we have the item props, Then we have the restaurant, and then we have the item, and then we can use bring in dispatch. So we can say const dispatch equal to use app dispatch. Then we would come back here. Let's import that to our other details first. So instead of these, we're going to have non-customizable. Instead of these, we're going to have non-customizable. So import non-customizable card. And then let's pass the parameters. So we have the restaurant will be equal to restaurant, and then we have the item will be equal to what? Item. So we're good to go. So we can save this, and then we start making adjustments to it. So let's go back to our non-customizable card. Instead of our non-customizable card, let's style the UI first. So we're going to have the style, and then it will be update item style dot the container. We're going to create the update card container. We can remove this. So in here we're going to have style will be equal to update item tile dot update card content, and then in here we're going to have another view as well. So inside this view we're going to import text from React Native, and then this text we're going to give is going to have item. So item.name. Then inside the text here, let's quickly style it. So the style will be just pass an inline style to that. Size, let's give it 13, and then font weight, let's make it font weight 600. So if we save this, we can bring it. Let's copy it, and then so here we can have item, and then we get the price here. So font weight is 600. Everything remains the same. Let's pass the $sign. It's not displaying, so I think there's also an error. So let's look at all this is correct. We're good to go here. So let's go back to our checkout, our other details. So this is also correct. We are supposed to get else, then customization. Oh, see, this is where the error is. We are supposed to use is customization. If it's customizable, it's true. So that's what we're supposed to use there. So is customizable, yeah. It's not customization. So if it's true, it will display it, and where it's false, it will display the other one. So you can see, everything is working out fine. So you can see we have the chili penne pizza. This one is not customizable, so we're displaying it right away. So and then we have veggie supreme, the item that has customization, here under the veggie supreme, customization is true, and here customization is false. So that's the idea. So we're good to go. We can save this and go back to our non-customizable card. So we'll continue with it. So you can see it's displaying the price and the item name. So after that, after the price and the item name, will come out of this view. And inside here, we're going to say view. Let's import another view. And then let's add style to that. So we're going to say update item style dot update button section. update item dot, so we're going to use add button container. So I'm just going to copy from the one we've been using before and then paste it here accordingly. So we'll be using all these things. So you see, this is what we've been using for our quantity update. So you still remember all this. So what I'm just going to do is import pressable. So pressable has been imported. We import and design as well from our iron icon. So we need to import iron icons and then animated numbers. So we'll come back to that. Let's see if we have to. So we'll come up here and then import animated numbers and then iron icons and our icons. So it has been imported. So and design, we're good to go. Animated numbers 2 has been imported. So here we're going to use item. So here we're going to use item.quantity. So we have item.quantity, and then we have here we're going to use the update item, and inside that we have animated count. So that's what we use here, and then inside here item.quantity. So it seems we don't have quantity inside ours. So we'll come back to our quantity item.quantity. Let's go back to our types.check. Seems we did not add quantity there. So can't find it. Let's go to our types.check, types params. Oh, obviously we didn't pass quantity here. So I'm going to pass quantity. Quantity will be number. So we can save this and then we'll come back to our non-customizable here and then we get the quantity. So we're good to go. So from our customizable card now, so we're good to go. Let me just remove this. So we need to do the handle add to cart and then the remove from cart. So we're just going to copy it also and bring them here. It's the same as what we've done before. So we'll just go to, so I'm just going to copy these functions and then make adjustment to it here. So we have the first one is the handle cart. So in this now we're not going to be making use of the customizable because it's obviously not for customizable. So we're just going to remove this and then we'll remove this as well. Let's import use callback. So we have imported use callback. Let's import add to cart from our slides. Then in here we're going to have the restaurant. So in here we're going to use the dispatch. Yes, correct. Restaurant or restaurant. Then we'll pass the item. Then we'll remove the quantity. We don't have to pass the quantity. So we're going to fix the error. So here, after the dispatch, we're supposed to close the dispatch. So the dispatch is supposed to close. No. So we're supposed to have it here. So this will close the dispatch. And then after the dispatch is closed, we will need this. So this will close to close this tag. So we don't need this. So we can bring this here. So inside here we're going to have, so this will close this and this will close this, and then we still need to close the dispatch. So I think we're good to go here. So the next thing is the cart. We need to get the cart, we need to get the item, we need to get the item is there, the restaurant. We have restaurant here. Oh, the spelling is wrong. So restaurant, then restaurant. So we're good to go. We need to get our cart, we need to bring the cart also. No, in this situation we're not dealing with the cart, so we can remove the cart. So everything is fine, we're done with this. So let's quickly remove for this as well. So I'm going to import, remove from cart, then take this out. So the restaurant will be restaurant ID. We don't need the cart. We don't need the cart. Then we'll correct the spelling here, and everything is fine. We're good to go. So here we're going to pass the restaurant ID, the item ID, yes, and then we have this, and then in here as well we're getting the restaurant ID. Supposed to be the restaurant ID, the item, the restaurant ID, and our dispatch. And then when we're doing the dispatch, we give our customization, yes. So we're good to go. Everything is fine now. So we save this, and you can see it's already showing up. So we need to, let's check. We don't have the minus and the plus button. Okay, so here the color is white, so let's change it to black. And then let's change this one to black as well. Beautiful, everything is appearing well. So we can continue. So you can still make changes from here. So you can see everything is working out fine. When we increase, it's changing the price. So, and also for the customizable, if I bring it, you can see the customizable is also working and it's updated in real time. So we're good to go. So for the non-customizable, we need to display the total price there. So to display the total price, we are just going to come down here after the whole thing. So we'll come here. Inside here, we're going to render view, another view here, and then let's add a style to it. So this style, we're going to, let me just use an inline style here. So we're going to say padding vertical will be 5, and then margin horizontal of 10. Then here we're going to import text. So I'm also going to add an inline style. So I'm going to give it font size of 13, and then font weight of 600. And then inside the font weight, we're going to get the price, the total price. And to do that, we're just going to get the item. So dot item. So we have cart. So I think we need to add the cart item price to our menu item too, to our menu item params. So we'll go back to our type check. Let's bring it up. Yes, it's not there. So let's add that too quickly. So we're going to add it. Let's add it after quantity here. So we're going to have cart. We call it cart item price, and it'll be a number. So if we save it here, we can go back to our non-customizable now and bring it up. So cart item price, if we save it, we're supposed to have that. Cool. So you see we already have that. That's 180. So everything is working out fine. So we have it's 180 here. So, and then the quantity is 3. You can see everything is working fine. We have the price is 60, the unit price is 60, and then multiply by 3, which is the quantity, total number of the quantity, will give us 180. And then you see that we have delivery of 6 items. So we have 3 quantities, so it's 6. So we're good to go. And then we can continue now. So we'll go back to our set our non-customizable item. So after our cut item price, I think we're good to go here. We can save this and then go back to our we'll go back to our checkout. So I think we're good to go. And the next one we're going to deal with is the billing price and the billing details. So quickly let's quickly create the file. We'll create our checkout component. I'm going to let's call it billing details, billing-details.tsx tsrnf. So let's also quickly get a type for that. So I'm going to say interface, let's call it billing. We could call it billing params. So billing params, we're going to have the total, let's call it the total item price. This will be number. We will have the delivery fee. Delivery fee will be number. We will have the service fee. Service fee will be number as well, and then we will have the total price. So the total price will also be number. So we can come here and let's get that. So we're going to call the billing params. So the billing params, we're going to call the total item price, the delivery fee, the service fee, and the total price. So we're good to go. So inside our view here, I'm going to say inside our view here, we're going to get style. We're going to get style equal to, so we have the billing styles. So billing styles is our container. So import the container, and then we can make use of this text. So we could just call it billing details. We can just call it billing details. Let's add the style to that. So the style will be billing styles dot billing text. And I think we're good to go here. So if I save this, let's import it to our checkout. So we can close this. We can close this as well. I don't think we need it any longer. Then we can close the types. So we'll come here, we can import billing details. So billing details will be, let's get the delivery fee. So let's create, I'm just going to provide a static delivery fee. I'm just going to provide let's just come here and provide a static delivery fee. So I'm going to say const delivery fee, let's call it 20. So I'm just going to provide a static delivery fee. So I'm going to make a delivery fee, and then I'm going to get a service fee. The service fee is inside the restaurant.service charge. Then we have the total item price. It will be equal to our total item price, and then we have the total price, which is equal to order total. We have not created that, so quickly we're going to create the order total. So we'll come up here. Let's come here and we'll say const order total. Order total will be the total item price plus the delivery fee, and then plus the restaurant or service charge. So that will be our order total. So this is our order total. Let me just show you. So we're getting the total item price plus the delivery fee and then the service charge from the restaurant. So that's our order total. So we're good to go. So we can come down here now and get the order total. So if we save this, we can come back to our billing details, and you can see it's already showing billing details. Beautiful. So we can continue with our billing details. So from the billing details, after this, the next thing we want to do is we'll render another view. So we're going to say view from React Native, and then inside this view we're going to say style. Let's give it style, and the style will be we're going to use billing style.container, and inside this we're going to create another component quickly. We're going to call it billing list. So inside there we will billing list.tsx tsrnf. So inside our billing list we are going to get the props is quickly. So I'm going to say interface so we have title. Let's get title. Title will be string. We have a price will be number, and then we have icon name. Let's call it icon name. So icon name, the icons we're going to use there, I will quickly declare it. So we're going to get icon name. It's going to be either bike, so we're going to use or. So we'll be using 4 of them. So I'm going to say shopping bag. So after we're going to be using cloudy, snow. Let's just use 3 here. So I'm going to say, so we're just going to leave it here. If we need any other thing, we'll come and add to it later. So I'm going to get the props. So props, inside of props we'll get the title, we'll get the price, we'll get the icon name, and then we're supposed to pass underline. So underline will be boolean, and then we're going to make it optional. So inside here we'll come here, inside our view, let's add styles to that, and we're going to add an array of style. So the first one we want to bring in what our flex row between, and then after that we want to add margin bottom. Margin bottom will be of 10. So we save this. So let's import this to our billing details. Billing details. So inside our billing details, so we can see everything in real time. So I'm going to, inside the container here, I'm going to import billing list. Billing list we have so we'll have the title. So the title will be, we're going to call this item total, and then after the title we're going to have, okay, I can still accommodate another one here. So I'm going to get the price. The price will be price will be to be total item price. Then we can get the icon name. Let's see if we can see it now. So let's bring the icon name here. So the icon name, so let's use article here. So we were supposed to import the iron icon inside our billing list here. So there's no iron icon. Let's quickly import that here. So the reason why the icon is still not working, what we'll do here, we'll come to our billing text inside our billing list. So we'll come here. After this, we're going to use material icons. So inside the material icon, what we're going to do is we're going to pass the name, and the name will be icon name. We'll give it size. Let's give it size of 15, and then we'll give it a color. Let's get our colors. So we're going to use colors.black. So we can save these and then come back here. It's supposed to display, we're supposed to get those icon. So it's when we do icon name, so it's supposed to bring them. That's it. So this is beautiful. So what I'm going to do is actually wanted to use article here. So let me just add article. So we're good to go. So we can call article from here. Beautiful. So that's it. Everything is working fine. So we can save this and look at this. Is beautiful. You can see the way it's coming out. So we can continue. So we can go back to our billing list. Inside our billing list, what we could do here is inside the text here. I'm going to make use of this text. Let's bring it down here. Let's add a style to this. And quickly, I'm going to add an inline style to this. So inside this text, let's have text decoration. So take decoration line. Text decoration line, I'm going to see if it's underline. If it's underline, then we're going to use underline. So if underline is true, we're going to use underline, else use the word none. Then we're going to get the text. Let's use text decoration style. So text decoration style, we're going to say dashed, and then font size. This is font size of 13. So we can come inside the text here, and then we'll display what our title. So if we save it, beautiful. So item total, and then the next thing we want to do is come outside of the text, come outside of this view. So another thing I want to do is, let's come here. I'm going to use another view here and bring all this inside here, inside of it. So I think we're good to go here. So I'm going to bring it inside this text, and then I'm going to add a style to this view, and then the style will be, let's quickly add an inline style to this. We're going to get the flex. So we're going to get flex row gap container, and then we're going to change the gap there, and we're going to make it 5. That's all we're doing there. So if I save this, beautiful. So this is what I wanted. So I wanted it to be. So that's what this look like. So this is beautiful, isn't it? So we have the item total, and then we have the iron icon there. So we can come outside of this view. So outside this view, we can use text, and then we'll display the price. So it will be equal to the price, and then inside here we're going to see style. Let's give it an inline style, and then we're going to give it font size of 13. So let's see how it goes. Beautiful. So this is what I wanted. So we're good to go. And this is all we need to do here inside the billing list. So we can make use of the billing repeatedly. We can always reuse it and get for the other line items. So I'm just going to copy the billing list, and then so inside here I'm going to make use. So this will be delivery fee. Let's call this delivery fee. So inside delivery fee we have a delivery fee. And then here let's use pedal bike. If we save it, this is beautiful, isn't it? So the last one here, the third one will be service charge. So service charge, and then here will be service fee, and then we're going to use let's use this. If we save it, this is beautiful, isn't it? So the service fee is not rendering yet. What could be the problem? Let's check that out. Let's go back to our checkout here. So inside our restaurant, it seems we didn't add a service fee. We added it, it should be there. So let's check our database and let's see if we added the service fee to our database, our restaurant. So if we go back to our desktop database, this is our restaurant. So we have image, food type, time. Oh, we didn't add it, so that's why we didn't get any value for that. So we will not be wasting time. We will not waste time. We will not waste time in trying to re-add it to all of the restaurant. You can just add it to all the restaurant. So, but what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to create another static restaurant service charge. So come here under. I'm so sorry for that oversight. So do bear with me. So I'm going to say service charge will be. So let's make it $5. So service fee will be 5. So we can just come here and use that. So I'll just come here and do service charge. Cool. So we can just make use of these for now. So we're good to go. So after this, we'll go back to our billing details. So inside our billing details, after this, we'll come out of this view. And then inside here, we're going to render another view. We'll give it let's give it style. Let's style it, and then the style we're going to use here is going to be an array of style. So we're going to get this flex row between, and then we're also going to get the margin bottom. So margin bottom of 55, and then inside here we're going to render text. So text from React Native, and inside the text we're going to say total. Let's call it total price. So we're going to say total price, and then total price will be, so total price will be billing style dot billing text, and then we can just copy this. So I'm just going to copy this and then make use of it. So those will be equal to our total price. And then every other thing remains the same. So if we save this, cool. So we're going to get the total price. So we're good to go with this. So let's go add the total price from our checkout screen. So the total price will be, so the total price should be the order total. So the problem is because inside our restaurant we don't have a service charge. So we could just add this, beautiful, and you can see everything is showing. So we're just going to use the static at service charge. So everything is fine. So if we check the calculation, I think everything is good. So we have 32 and 37, 337. So everything is fine. We're good to go. So from our checkout screen now, the next thing we want to do is we want to perform the checkout. And to perform the checkout, we're going to come down here. So we'll come outside the scroll view, and we're going to make use of our button again. So I'm going to say cart.length. So we're going to check if cart.length if cart.length is not equal to 0. If it's not equal to 0, then we want to import our navigation button again. So our navigation button will come in, and inside the navigation button we'll get the on press. So the on press, for now, I'm just going to add this for now so that we can write the handler. So we're going to get the title, and the title will be checkout, and then we're going to get item total price. Yes, it will be order total. So we can save this, and this is beautiful. You can see everything is working out fine, and this is really good. This is beautiful, isn't it? So the next thing we want to do is we want to write the checkout handler. So I'm going to come here, and then let's write checkout handler. So let's create that up here. So we're going to create it here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to say const checkout handler. So we're going to use async method. So async method, and then we're going to, so it should be async. So we're good to go. So we need to check if we installed Stripe, because we're going to be using Stripe here. So let's check if we installed Stripe earlier on. Okay, we installed Stripe, so this is it. We have Stripe here, Stripe React Native. So we installed Stripe. So let's check it from our back end as well, and ensure that it was installed there as well. So we'll come to our package.json for the back end, and inside the package.json we want to check if Stripe was installed. So Stripe was not installed here, so we need to install Stripe for the back end as well. So we'll come to the back end here, and let's install Stripe. So for now, let me reduce this. This is our, so I'm going to say npm install Stripe. So we're good to go. Stripe has been installed successfully, and you can see it's running here. We have version 18.0. So we can continue. We'll go to the, so let's get started from the back end. So what we're actually going to do here is, we're going to quickly create the controller for that. To use Stripe, we'll come to our controller here. Inside the controller, let's create the Stripe controller. So I'm going to say Stripe controller.ts. So inside this controller, all I'm going to do is, let me quickly import. Let's say import request from express, and then response as well. Response, and then let's get started. I'm going to say const Stripe equal to new Stripe, so it will import Stripe. So it's supposed to import Stripe, but let's import it manually then. So we're going to import Stripe from Stripe. So we're going to say new Stripe, and inside that we're going to get the Stripe secret key. So to do that, I will quickly go into my config. You want to save that inside your config. Please make sure it's saved inside your config. So I'll go to my config here, and I'm going to bring the index.js, the index.ts. So we're going to save the Stripe key here. So I'm going to say const export const, let's call it Stripe secret key. So Stripe secret key. So you need to register with Stripe. You can go to their website and register, and right from after registering, doesn't take long, then you see the developer mode on the dashboard there on the home screen. Then from there you can get the secret key and the public key, the publishable key and the secret key. So for the backend, we're going to be using the secret key. I'm not going to be showing you that because it's supposed to be private. It's my secret key. Once you register, you will find it there. So although it's a test key, so you just register and get yours and you'll be fine. So, or I could also consider doing a separate tutorial on Stripe registration. I think that would be better, on Stripe payment gateway. So I think that would be better. So you just get your secret key, start with sk underscore test. So that's the secret key, and you paste it here and you'll be good to go. So I'm going to paste mine on here, and then we can continue. So you can see I have my secret key here. So I'm just going to save it, and then we can come back here. So we can go back to our Stripe controller and import Stripe secret key, and then we're good to go. Then the next thing we'll need to do is, I'm going to say export const. I'm going to say export const, let's say Stripe payment. Let's call it Stripe payment. So Stripe payment will be we're going to use async, and then we're going to get a request. The request will be equal to our request, and then the response will be equal to our response. Let's collapse this. So inside here we're going to get the request from the body. So it will be request.body, and then what we're expecting is order total, and then the user email. It's very important. The user email is one of the required criteria. So after that we can come here, and then we're going to say const payment intent. So we need to get the payment intent first. So payment intent will be await. So await, we're going to say await Stripe dot payment intent. So dot create, and then we're going to get the amount. So the amount, we're going to use the mat function. So we're going to say mat.floor, and then we're going to get order total, and then we're going to say multiply by what? By 100. Then after that we're going to get the currency. The currency we're going to use here is USD, and then we're going to get the receipt. The receipt email will be our user email. Then we're going to get automatic payment method. So we're going to say yes, automatic payment method, and we're going to say enabled will be true. So automatic payment method, we're good to go. So after that we're going to get a response, and it's going to be a JSON response, and then inside there we get the payment intent. So payment intent will be payment intent.client secret. So we can get the client secret, and then we return the user email. And I think that's all we need to do here. So the next thing we want to quickly do is we go to our controller and the index of our controller. So inside the index of our controller we want to say export all from Stripe controller. And then we're good to go. So the next thing we want to do is we go to what our route. So the route here will be here. So we're going to get, let's create stripe route.ts. So inside the route, we are going to, we're just simply going to say const router. Const router will be equal to express. So we need to import express. So let's import it manually as well. So I'm going to say import express from express. So we're going to say express dot router, and then we're going to say router. So it's a post request. So we're going to post it, and then inside the post request, we're going to call it create payment intent, and then we're going to import the Stripe payment. This has been imported. Then we just export it. So export router as Stripe. Let's call it Stripe route. So Stripe route, and then we're good to go. Let's save this. We'll come to the index as well, and let's add it to the index. So I'm going to say export all from Stripe route. Then we save it. We're good to go. So we can close this. So we can close this as well. So we'll go to our Express app. So instead of our Express app, so let me bring it here. Can close all these. We're no longer using them. So inside the Express app, I'll come here and say app.use. So I'm going to say app.use. Let's call it Stripe, and then we're going to get the Stripe route. We import that and save. That's all we need to do. So we can come to our front end here. So from the front end, we can get the payment intent. So to do that, the first thing we need to do is we'll present the payment intent. Then we can initiate payment after getting the client secret. So we need the client secret. So to initiate that, we're going to come here, and I'm going to say const. So we're going to get use Stripe. So we should have use Stripe. Yes, it has been imported. So use Stripe, and then we'll come inside here. Inside here, we're going to say initiate payment sheet, and then we're going to get present payment sheet. So these are the two things we're getting there. So let me just collapse this. So this is it. Then inside here, we're going to say const initiate payment, and then it will be equal to async. So it will be an async. We'll use the async method. Then, so inside here, we're going to say const response. So we'll get the response. Response will be Axios. We're going to use Axios. So let's import Axios from Axios, and then we're going to tell it to await Axios. So await Axios dot post. So it's a post request, and then for the post request, it's going to be HTTP 172.30.20.10.4, and then the port we are sending it to is port 8084, and then we called it, after the port 8084, we called it Stripe, and then we have a create payment intent. So what I'm going to do, let me just bring this down so you can see everything. So we're going to say create payment intent. So after the create payment intent, so we're going to say order total. So we're sending order total, and then we're sending the user email. So we've not created the user email, so let's quickly create it. So I'm just going to create a constant for that as well. So I'm going to say constant user email. User email will be equal to, let me just say, I'm just going to use a random email. So let's say 123@gmail.com. So we're going to send the user email as well. So we're good to go. So we're posting the order total and the user email. So after this, we want to get the response. So we're going to say await response to data, and then the response will be payment. It will be the payment intent. So it will be the payment intent. And what we can do, we can say console.log. Let's console.log so you can see this thing is working. So I'm going to say my payment intent, and then let's get the payment intent. So if I save it, so the next thing we want to do is we want to initiate the payment sheet. So after that, we're going to say const. So await, we use await, and then we say initiate payment sheet. So we are going to pass error here. So initiate payment sheet, we're going to get the merchant display name. So it will be in this context, we're going to use the restaurant name. That's a merchant. Then we have the payment intent client secret. So it will be equal to the payment intent. And then we have the return URL. So the return URL, we're just going to bring in a static URL here, just going to provide something. So I'm going to say, I'm just going to copy this. So this will be our return URL. So in real life situation, you're going to use the correct URL you want it to redirect to. You may want to use that. Although if you don't provide that, it will not throw an error, but it will always bring the warning. Yes, there will be a warning error there. Although it will not stop it, but I don't think you want to see that. You want your users to see that, so you provide a return URL. So we can continue, and then we're going to say if error is true, that means there's an error. Then we want to see the error, say console.log. So we're going to say an error occurred. And then we want to throw the error, want to display the error. So I think we're good to go. So all these things we'll be writing now, we need to call it, and to call it, we're going to use effect. So use effect from React. So call or use effect from React, and then we're going to call initiate payment. So call the function. If I save it now, we should get the payment. It will send the post request, and you can see this is working beautifully. See, we have the payment intent. That means everything is working and is communicating with our backend, with our server. It's communicating. This payment intent came from the server just now, so everything is working fine. So we can continue now with the checkout handler. So we've been able to create the payment, the client secret, so through our payment intent. So what we'll just do, we'll just go to our checkout, and then we're going to say const error. So we're going to say await. So we're going to say await present payment sheet. Remember, we got present payment sheet. So let me close this so you can see payment sheet. So you can see present payment sheet. So we use init payment sheet, and this is where we present the payment sheet. So when we press on the checkout button, it will present what the payment sheet. So we're going to say if error, we will say console.log. Let's say console.log. So we'll log the error. An error occurred. Then let's throw the error. Let's display the error. Else. So else, what we're going to do is we will navigate. We'll say navigation.navigate. So that means the payment was made successfully. So we want to go back to the home screen, and then we're going to get the screen. And the screen we get the name. Okay, it's supposed to be a comma, we're using dot. So because everything is supposed to display it by itself, so let me just show you. Cool, you can see. So we have the screen, and then we have the name. You can see it's displaying the name. So we'll go back to home. Simple as that. And then we can throw alert. Let's use alert function here. So we're going to say alert.alert. So let's import alert from React Native. Alert.alert. So alert.alert. Let's say order placed successfully. And then the next thing we want to do is use dispatch. So we've not created that, so let's come back here. Yes, we did not. So we're going to say const dispatch is equal to use app dispatch. So we can come down here. So we're going to say dispatch, and we're going to use, we call this, let's check our cut size. So we can close this, close all these, close all these, close all these. So it's our cut slice. Let's see, we used empty restaurant. Empty restaurant cart, yes. So we can call empty restaurant cart. So we can use empty restaurant. That's what we're going to use. We're going to use empty restaurant cart. So come here and say empty restaurant cart, and it's an object, and we get the restaurant ID, and it will be equal to restaurant.id. And then we're good to go. So we can save everything now. So if everything works fine, we should be able to, okay, there's one more thing we need to do. We need to go to our app. So we need to go to our app.tsx here, and then we need to wrap our entire app with what? With the payment gateway, with the Stripe provider. So we're going to come inside here after the persist gate. So after the persist gate, I'll get we call the Stripe provider. So Stripe provider, it has been imported. And then we wrap our entire app inside that. So I'm going to cut this and bring it inside the Stripe provider. So we're good to go, and inside the Stripe provider we need to provide the publishable key. So that's the second key from your test mode, from your developer mode when you register with Stripe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the publishable key. So I have my publishable key. Try and use your own publishable key, and that's it. So see, we're good to go. This is my publishable key. You can get yours. It's simple and straightforward, and you can see that our app is reloading because it has to show that everything is working fine. So we can go back now and make the checkout and do our checkout again. So if I come here, beautiful, and then if we go to checkout, so let me enlarge this, let me zoom it in so you can see everything. So if we come back here, and if everything worked out fine and I press checkout now, the Stripe payment gateway should present the payment sheet. So I'm just going to press that, and beautiful, everything is working fine. So you see, and it's showing that it is test mode. This is beautiful. You can see everything is working. So what I'm just going to do, I'm just going to fill the details. So I'm going to fill the details. The first one is, you can see this is beautiful, isn't it? So I'm going to just provide the card details. So you use 4242 4242 4242 4242. So the month, make sure you provide the month that is ahead of the month you currently are. So I'm going to say, and the month and the year. So I'm going to say 06, and I'm going to say 2030. So I'm going to say 30, and you can use anything for your CVC. And then this is from Nigeria, and you can see the beauty of this is showing pay US dollars, USD. So I'm supposed to have actually removed that, but it's okay. So pay US 337.00. So that's the essence of using, let me quickly show you that. That's the essence of using the mat.floor. I think we use it in our back end. So that's what is happening with the calculation. So we come to the Stripe. Yes, the amount. So this mat.floor is what helped us to get this. If not, normally typically you will not get the amount displayed this way. So it will display everything well. So when you use this mat.floor, just wanted to bring that to your notice. So everything is cool. So if we continue, and then I use pay, so we're going to try and pay this. So it's processing, beautiful, and this worked out fine. And you can see everything worked out fine. Order placed successfully, and it has redirected to the home page. This is excellent. So quickly, I'm just going to take you through to my Stripe account, so you can see that this thing actually worked. We actually made the payment. So if I go to my Stripe account, so let's go to Stripe. So I'm going to log into my account with Stripe. So you can see I already have the account. So if you don't have the account, you can just sign in with Google, and it's fast. It takes you directly in. So I already have the account, so I'm just going to use that to sign in. So for now, we can just ignore all these and just proceed. So we just proceed to the account. So you can see it's showing me that I'm using the test mode. You can see the test mode is highlighted here at the top left corner. So you can see everything. So let me just minimize this. So you see what I was saying. So you have for the developer. So you see the developer mode. You can see, and I have the publishable key and the secret key. So it's there. Once you log in, you have your publishable key and the secret key, and you can log in quickly with Google. So it makes it faster. That was what I used, and you can see. So you can see the publishable key and the secret key is right here. So you can just copy it and make use of it accordingly. So where I will go now is to my payment. So our transactions. So I'll just go to transactions, and you see this transaction. It was 337. You can see this is beautiful, and it's right here 337, and it was USD, and it's successful. Everything worked out fine. Everything worked out fine. So we're good to go, and that's why you see succeeded. So everything worked out fine. And then with this, we've come to the end of this project. I want to sincerely appreciate everyone that watched till the end. You're super amazing, and do not take it for granted. Thank you for the opportunity for me to add value. And if you have not subscribed, please subscribe, share this, hit the like button, send in your comment, and if you can support, please support me. I'll be very glad. It motivates me a lot. And then I want to say, watch out for the upcoming tutorial. I have more exciting tutorials upcoming. I'll be dropping another one very shortly, and I need you to watch out for that too. You're going to learn real much about that. You're going to learn a lot from it. So why not subscribe, like, use the notification button so that you get notified when I upload new tutorials. Why not share it? Why not send in your comments, and I'll respond to all of them. Thank you. I'll see you in the next tutorial, and I await your comment and feedback. Stay blessed. Thank you. Bye.